Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Pull up a chair. The Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host, here at the Gaming Gang Dispatch. As I bite my tongue. Jeez. Yes, it is the Gaming Gang Dispatch, presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. I am the founder and editor-in-chief of thegaminggang.com. These are your first time visiting. Welcome aboard. Kick back. Put your feet up. Relax. We are certainly not engaging in rocket surgery around here by any stretch of the imagination. We're just hanging out talking about tabletop gaming. Also, tonight, I am going to unbox and take a first look at Battle for Biternia. Let's try to see if I can squeeze this all in here, right? This is from Stone Circle Games. So I'm going to be taking a first look at this. We're going to unbox that in just a little bit. Do want to point out, if you are hanging out after the fact, after this live stream, and you are looking for the unboxing, by all means, take a peek in the notes. There are timestamps. You can click on that, jump right to the unboxing if you're not interested in the latest tabletop gaming news. Of course, if you are a longtime viewer, welcome back. Thank you once again. Always appreciate people hanging out while I waste your time talking about the latest in tabletop gaming. Thank you very, very much. So if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell, because it'll not only let you know when the dispatch streams live, most Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube. I'll also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my recent review of Coriolis. Yes, this is the latest Coriolis adventure. This is part 2 of the Mercy of the Icons campaign. It is a 3-part campaign, and this is the last Cyclades, although I kept calling it Cyclades. So, hey, yes, I get it. The Cyclades are the island chain near Greece, but this is a science fiction role-playing game, man. It could be anything. It could be Cyclades. I don't know. I've heard it pronounced umpteen different ways. Anyway, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. That's right. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. And also want to point out, since this is a live stream, that means chat is available. It's not on screen. One of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do my best to pay attention to chat. So if you want to say howdy, or you got a question, a comment, by all means, chime in. I will do my best to respond. So far tonight, we got Clint Gibson, the Madman, is in chat. Mel Winnie is from York is here, and Beat Cafe are all hanging out in chat tonight. Cool deal. All right, so we got to point out, saw yesterday's numbers. I think we're about like 165 views or something like that. Not too shabby. See what we got cooking as far as, trying to get our views up. That's why we're doing the unboxings now. Actually going back to the unboxings. See if we can, out, drive a little more traffic to the videos. Here we got 19 videos till we hit 650. That's right, because tonight is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. This is live stream 632. I said we'd see what we got when we hit 650, kind of take it from there. All right. Anyway, I do want to point out that Dungeons & Dragons Candlekeep Mysteries released today. I don't have any copies of it. I did reach out to the PR company from, who handles Dungeons & Dragons. They said, yeah, they were getting it out to me, and they would get me like a tracking number. So I won't be seeing that till next week. So I got to point out, my review is going to be so far behind everybody else's. I'll be lucky if that pulls in 165 views. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, so I've got a good mix of news tonight. So let's jump right on in, because arriving in August from Board and Dice is Origins First Builders. Here's the deets. And I wish I had more images to share. I only have this. They came to this planet and they chose you. They uplifted your people and promised great prosperity. They provided the wisdom and the resources to build your city sky high. They taught you the ways of culture, science, and warfare. They promised knowledge for any willing to learn. Come, Archon, guide your citizens to victory under the watchful eyes of the builders, our benefactors from beyond the skies above. In Origins First Builders, you're an Archon, guiding a population of freemen, influencing the construction of buildings and monuments, climbing the 3 mighty zodiac temples, and taking part in an arms race, all in an effort to leave the greatest mark on mankind's ancient history. You start the game with a city consisting of just 2 building tiles, the Agora tile and the Palace tile. As the game develops, your city will grow in both size and strength as you add new building tiles, each of which has a special ability that triggers when it's first added to a city and when closing a district. Origins First Builders is for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays in about 1 or 2 hours. There is no MSRP yet. This is not coming out until August. But this does sound the concept of the game sounds cool. Though I have to admit, I think it's a little odd that you start off with 2 tiles and one of them is a palace. When you're building a city, I think the palace comes a little later, right? I don't think you're jumping right into the palace aspect. All right, so we got a field over here, and the palace goes over here, and then I don't know. Should we maybe like put something here for us to make food? This could be kind of cool. The art from the box looks interesting. Like I said, the game concept seems kind of cool. Gary Clarkson's joined us in chat. Gary's late. Gary's usually hanging out hours before the stream starts. I'm kidding. It's usually a couple of minutes. Moving right along, Talon Strikes Studios has a fully funded Kickstarter, which I found interesting. Here's the skinny on Night Market. In Night Market, you're a business owner who's trying to construct stalls to sell food to customers with distinctive tastes, like bats. It just popped into my head. It's like, all right, we're serving COVID here. COVID bats. Anybody want some COVID bats? Hey, wait a second. Why are we suddenly getting Stone Mayor Games? This is not right. For crying out loud. Hang on. I set up the wrong slides on this here today. What's going on with you, Jeff? It was another one of these days where I get down here pretty late. All right, there we go. There we go. Because I was going to say, a lot of the news pieces I've got for tonight I don't have a lot of images for it, but I have some images for this and a video. So it'd be a good idea if I actually shared all that, right? Anyway, these customers will move through your night market looking for their cravings to be fulfilled. That sounds kind of dirty. To capitalize, you must acquire different foods from the city and strategically place them in your night market to accommodate your customers. No, this really is a foodie game. It's not, there's no innuendo really going on here. Furthermore, your customers are also seeking and are willing to pay more for specialty dishes. The challenge is you only have so much time to shop for ingredients and prepare the market's opening. Customers that are satiated will become loyal customers and come back for another visit. Customers that are disappointed, damn you, night market, will leave. Night market is a couples of spatial worker placement mechanism. That didn't sound like correct grammar there. Okay, let's see. Night market is a spatial worker placement mechanism. Contains? I think it's probably supposed to say contains. With challenging resource management to maintain customer loyalty, resulting in sales. At the end of the game, the player who's earned the most reputation will be regarded as the best night market, or at least the night market that they run will be the best night market. So I've got a quick Kickstarter video. It's a little less than 2 minutes. So let's take a peek and find out more about night market.
Welcome to Moonshell, a mermaid game. Moonshell is a board game for 1 to 4 players. The game plays in about 20 to 30 minutes and is geared for ages 8 and up. In Moonshell, players will shift the tides by rotating the ocean board, gather colorful seashells of different shapes from the ocean, and collect them on their treasure chest board to complete patterns.
All right. Something is really going on here with the old solid state drive, because I know for a fact that I had swapped out the correct video for this. What in the world? Boy, I tell you, the weird thing is everything's been cool with the solid state drive lately. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to do anything with it. And then all of a sudden it's like everything that I loaded up today. We'll see what other stuff's messed up. All right, so give me a second here. I'm going to get the correct video. So I have to actually start the video for me to put in the correct video. So I have to start this other one, which is for Moonshell, which we talked about, like, wasn't last week. It was before I went on my hiatus. All right, give me a sec.
Welcome to Moonshell, a mermaid game. Moonshell is a board game for 1 to 4 players. The game plays in about 20 to 30 minutes and is geared for ages 8 and up. In Moonshell, players will shift the tides.
As the sun sets in Taipei, the night market comes to life. Customers traverse brightly lit stalls filled with exotic smells coming from dishes prepared by chefs using secret recipes handed down from generation to generation. In Night Market, players will be immersed in this culinary experience. The game will unfold over the 4 seasons, with each season having a day and night phase. During the day, workers are placed on the city board to purchase ingredients and take lantern actions. As a bonus, workers that are placed in specific patterns will reward the player with additional goods. Taking a lantern action will present additional strategic options, such as expanding the night market with stalls, attracting additional customers, and deploying a chef to assist with acquiring food. As the day winds down, the night comes to life. Customers will travel through the night market seeking out and buying food and signature dishes. Satisfied customers will return for an additional season with more money in their pockets to spend. Signature dish popularity will rise through sales and unlock bonuses to aid the players. After 4 seasons, the player with the most victory points will be the winner. Night Market combines familiar mechanics with a dynamic puzzle that players will repeatedly enjoy. Back now on Kickstarter.
Night Market is for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and plays in around 60 to 90 minutes. This Kickstarter project is fully funded already. You can reserve a copy of the game plus unlock stretch goals for a $50 pledge through April 3rd with an expected delivery of next April. So it looks like you actually create various different kinds of shops. Because I think, I forget what that one was. There's like a bubble tea shop. There's like a sushi shop. This could be kind of interesting. I reviewed Vinyl, which came out from Talon Strikes, and we enjoyed it. It was actually a very different sort of game. Maybe not for everybody, but we got a kick out of it because you're kind of, a record what do they consider it, like a vinyl file, where you're like going to this like the used record store and you're like trying to find like the cool stuff. So Gary Clarkson says, I really like that idea, but not sure myself or family will like the mechanics like the video showed. Beat Cafe's curious if there's scratch and sniff cards for full immersion. That's I believe that's in the deluxe edition, which I think that's $100 pledge. Nah. All right. So since tomorrow's Wednesday and there is no show on tomorrow because of my niece's birthday, plus it's St. Patrick's Day, that's why I'm wearing the Irish hat 2 days in a row. I almost never wear the same cap. It's 2 days in a row during the stream. I thought I would include some wargaming news. So it's not Wednesday, but here's some wargaming news from GMT. Because up on the P500 pre-order right now is Mons 1914, The Mad Minute. Here's the latest. On August 3rd, 1914, Germany declared war on France. German armies poured into France and Belgium. Britain protested, then declared war on Germany on August 4th. The famed British Expeditionary Force, the BEF, was sent to France and marched into Belgium on August 21st. They halted on the Caen Canal at Mons to defend against what they thought was a small German force to their north. Once that was brushed aside, they planned to turn east and roll up the German flank. However, they actually faced the entire 1st German Army. The next morning, in a thick mist, German cavalry patrols stumbled into outlying British pickets. So began the long fight between the British and the Germans in the Great War. The Battle of Mons, August 23rd to 24th, 1914, looms large in the legends of the British Army. Here the plucky BEF, with their rifle fire like machine guns, gave the dastardly Germans a bloody nose. Or so the story goes. The Germans, for their part, were well satisfied. From their point of view, they met the English, pushed them back, then chased them all the way to the Marne. So which view is correct? Mons had surprises for both armies. They expected a battle like in the Boer War, the Franco-Prussian War, Jeff. Franco-Prussian War, Jeff. That was 1870 to 1871. Why couldn't I say Franco? Yeah, the Franklin-Prussia War. So one of these days, actually, it's not. It's fine. So next thing that's going to happen is we'll have the stream drop. Knock on wood, that does not happen. Anyway, Mons did have maneuver and even cavalry charges, but hard lessons were learned. Mons 1914, The Mad Minute, is the second game in the Rifle and Spade series, first used in Gallipoli 1915, Churchill's Greatest Gamble. I don't know why they called it that, because that's actually kind of Churchill's greatest failure. Anyway, the series rules have been completely overhauled to speed play and ease learning. Key charts have been simplified and rules that were rarely used have been dropped. resulting in faster and smoother games. Gallipoli can be played with the 2.0 rules with some short upgrade instructions and a few replacement charts. Mon's 1914, The Mad Minute, is for 2 to 5 players. I am actually very surprised that this is a 5-player game. I'd have thought for sure this is just simply a 2-player game. But it's not. It's for 2 to 5 players, ages 13 and up, plays in 3 hours or more, or a lot more, and can be pre-ordered right now for $75. The expected MSRP when this goes to retail is going to be $110. So if you are interested in this, get that pre-order in now. I believe it's got about 250 orders. So I think I've said it time and time again. GMT doesn't normally go with just 500, right? So it's usually the pre-orders have to hit about 700, depending on what the game is. I mean, if it's a game that they know that they're going to sell a bunch of copies in retail, they'll do 500. If it's something like this, I think they'll probably need more like 700 or so. Just off the cuff, I don't know exactly. But that's usually how GMT operates. So I do remember that 1915 Gallipoli was, I think that carried an MSRP of $115. It was a pretty big game. So we've got some fans. Gary Clarkson says World War I is a favorite era. And the Madman is a World War II fan. I knew that. So Gary Clarkson says, I like the advances the Germans built after the Franco-Prussian War. Yeah, the Germans. Yeah, the funny thing is, like talking about the Franco-Prussian War, if people aren't really knowledgeable about it, and I'll be the one who, I don't, know everything about it, but I do know the history of the war. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, Germans just kicked the shit out of the French every time. And it's like, no, actually, they didn't. A lot of the battles were very nip and tuck. So anyway, so Gary says, it'd be interesting to see how this multiplay would play out. So I am sharing some prototype photos from the designer as well. So that's what we are taking a peek at. So the Madman says that they've been expanding their knowledge into World War I and the American Civil War. The American Civil War is what I know the most. World War II, I'm pretty up on. In fact, I'm listening to an audiobook right now, a World War II audiobook. Madman says they're still waiting on the P500 tank duel expansion. Yeah, what's going on with that? Speaking of GMT Games, I don't know if they're sending me review copies of stuff anymore. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. I have not seen any of their recent stuff. Stuff that shipped out. I don't know what. See, they were having some problems with getting stuff out. So, and usually I know what's going on when like the Player's Aid points out, it's like, hey, look what showed up today. And usually a couple days after that is when I'll get my package from GMT. But I don't know. I have not seen anything in quite some time. So Gary says, GMT, send Jeff some copies. Stat. Oh, they've been awesome to me. They really have. They have been really good to me over the years. And, something like this, I got to be honest, Mon's 1914, I would probably have a very, very tough time actually reviewing this, getting this to the table, because it does have that just traditional hex encounter sort of look to it. And one of the reasons why we haven't had many GMT reviews as of late is because of COVID. It's because of COVID. It's Elliot. I haven't seen Elliot in over a year now. I know, that's pretty amazing, right? And, you know, I have my niece and nephew and some of their friends and stuff like that. And we get to play things from time to time. I've been sending Elliot stuff to take a peek at for him to play at his house and give me a lowdown. Who knows? We might have Elliot back as part of the gaming gang. Don't know. Jury's still really out on that. So Melwinius says they just bought the Combat Commander New Guinea add-on. Although it'll be sometime before they play it. They're still on Combat Commander Europe. And Gary says they have 90% of Combat Commander, and sadly it just sits on my shelf. So I like Combat Commander. There are people out there who aren't fans because they want dice and there's no dice in it. Everything's in the cards, which as a war gamer, especially if you're kind of a traditional hex encounter grognard, you're kind of thrown by that. But I thought it was pretty cool. And let's be honest, you could just simply roll some damn dice. So what? It's not big a deal. Just roll some dice. Let's ignore the cards, right? John Bogle's in chat. Excuse me. Says they have all Combat Commander and they play on Vassal at least once a week. Nice. Very cool. Hopefully John was here for the whole Mons 1914 news piece. And I even said, hey, no show tomorrow, so we can't have War Game Wednesday, so let's talk about one today. I actually have some cool news lined up for Thursday, too. Oh, Flaming Huron's here. That's right. I'm sorry. I saw Flaming Huron pop in. He was late. Doesn't matter if it's late. It's like I'm sitting there keeping score. Oh, another tardy. All right, let's talk about some role-playing game news because the latest adventure in the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound role-playing game has arrived. Here's the dope about Aqua Nurglis from Cubicle 7 Entertainment. Let's keep our fingers crossed that these actually have the correct images, too. Aqua Nurglis is the 5th and penultimate adventure in the Shadows in the Mist campaign. I don't think they're using penultimate correctly. We'll get back to that in a second. It can be played as part of that campaign or as a standalone adventure. You can purchase each adventure in Shadows in the Mist individually or buy the complete collection. A terrifying disease spreads through the streets of Envelgard. At first, it affected only the poor. Well, that's fine. It's just the poor. Who cares? Oh, wait. And the Grand Conclave shook their heads at the toll in lives lost, but did little to stop it. Wow, this just sounds so much like the real world. Now the sickness has erupted across the city, and folk, both high and low, fall gravely ill. The source of the sickness must be found before there's nothing left in Anvilgard but bloating corpses rotting in the streets. Bring out your dead. Not quite dead yet. Aqua Nurglis follows the events of Petrified Wood and Crucible of Life and sees a party of soulbound heroes race to uncover the source of a vile sickness spreading through Anvilgard. All signs point to the Black Scale Coil, a mysterious elven cabal that runs the city. But the return of an old rival leads the heroes to uncover an even greater rot at the very heart of Anvilgard. This 32-page adventure is available in PDF over at Drive-Thru RPG for $5.99. Any car, any color, $99.99. I'm Earl Scheib. All right. Very, very cool. You know, the funny thing is, we just had the 4th adventure for Shadows in the Mist come out just days ago. So they are actually cranking out quite a bit for Soulbound. So I have the core book. for Soulbound. And Sammy, who does a lot of my, I shouldn't say a lot of, but quite a few role-playing game reviews for the Gaming Gang, has been handling Soulbound as well as some of the Pathfinder stuff. So I asked her, because she reviewed the core book, I asked her if she was interested in checking out any more from it. And she's like, oh, yeah. So I just sent her a ton of stuff for Soulbound, including the adventures so far in Shadows in the Mist. So stay tuned. We will have some more updates about that on the horizon. But Penultimate, maybe if I'm wrong, but I thought Penultimate is like the second best. Is that it? Or is Penultimate second to last? I don't know. I always thought it was second best, but maybe I'm wrong. Hey, it wouldn't be the first time. Rob German's joined us in chat. So has Disavowed 92 has joined us. Disavowed 92 says, Combat Commander is a great game without dice. I love my dice, but CC is really good. Yes, it is. Ah, poor Chad. Ugh, boy, that's just a huge bummer. All right, let's move on to the last news piece. A new series of sector adventures for Traveler are arriving from Mongoose Publishing. Here's what I know about Soleimani Adventure 1, Mysteries on Arcturus Station. Deep in the Arcturus belt, Station 3 serves as a hub for business, commerce, and much-needed rest for hardworking asteroid miners. But beneath the veneer and flashing casino lights, I love those flashing casino lights, is a place of theft, treachery, and murder. Mysteries on Arcturus Station contains 2 separate investigative adventures, which can be played individually or as a series, with one crime leading into the next. In the hunt for Saber 4, the travelers are hired by a mining company to locate a missing ore carrier. What they uncover is conspiracy and murder. The travelers must hurry to find the ship before the criminals can escape. Murder on Arcturus Station is a reimagining of the classic Traveler adventure. A corporate executive has been murdered, and travelers are the prime suspects unless they can catch the killer in time. It's up to the referee to decide which of the 10 suspects is guilty and how they did it. I believe it was Colonel Mustard. Damn that Colonel Mustard. In the sitting room with the rope. I bet you that was it. Maybe not. Was it the estranged wife, his mistress, the Soleimani rebel, the Aslan noble? This adventure provides all the tools to construct each of the possible crimes, complete with motives, clues, alibis, and misleading information pointing to the wrong suspect. This 72-page PDF is available at DriveThruRPG for $14.99. If I remember correctly, didn't Seth Sikorsky, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name correct, who is actually, seems like a very good guy, very nice guy. Didn't he review the classic adventure, the Murder on Arcturus Station? I could have swore he reviewed that. And for some strange reason, I thought, and maybe I'm just misremembering this, I thought you can play it out with any one of those suspects being the murderer. I don't think it's locked into just, oh, it's got to be XYZ suspect. I don't know. So Rob German says his first to last, actually second to last, vice versa. I don't know. I have no idea. All right. So that is the news for tonight. Once again, talking about DriveThruRPG, the gaming gang, thus the Dispatch, is affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to visit, say, I don't know, DriveThruRPG, be sure to swing by thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of our banner ads. And right now we're running the banner ad for custom spell cards from Drive-Thru RPG, but it doesn't matter what's on the banner ad. If you click on it, it'll take you over there. If you happen to make a purchase, I get a small portion of that sale. And all those nickels, dimes, and quarters really do add up and help keep the gaminggang.com around. So, and I appreciate a lot of people out there are using those links, because I say it time and time again. Normally, every month, the little scratch that comes in from Drive-Thru RPG actually pays for the hosting for the gaminggang.com. And I don't have cheapo hosting. All right. Anyway, so tonight I am actually going to be unboxing and taking a first look at Battle for Biternia, which is from Stone Circle Games. It is designed by Chris Falkenberry with art provided by Fabio Fontes and Laura Lavito. Game is for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, plays in about an hour to 90 minutes. Does carry an MSRP of $55. I do believe that there is a Kickstarter on the horizon for it's either an expansion or it's a standalone expansion for Battle for Biternia. I assume it's Biternia because it's supposed to be a MOBA game. So it's inspired by, what is it? Massively Online Battle Arenas? Isn't that what MOBA stands for? I think so. So Flaming Heron says, yes, they snapped up some purchases over at Drive-Thru RPG during the GM Day sales. Actually, the Game Master Day sales were pretty decent. I saw some pretty cool stuff going about 40% off. So yeah, pretty cool. So let's swing on over to the other camera. Ta-da! Oh, I must have bumped it. Sitting here talking. Anyway, do want to mention the fine folks over at Stone Circle Games were kind enough to send me this review copy. Of course, this is not a review because, look, the shrink wrap's still on it, folks. I have not taken a look. This is an unboxing. I always laugh when people are like, hey, really love that review. And it's like, it was an unboxing. You do realize I haven't played this. I just cracked the box open. Anyway, fine folks over at Stone Circle Games were kind enough to send me this review copy, but neither I nor anyone else affiliated with the Gaming Gang has received any other sort of compensation for me to share this with you. It's important for you to know that, especially these days. Everybody's got their hand out to provide coverage. So Flaming Heron says they're interested to see how this game looks and look forward to the review. I've heard some pretty good stuff about this, especially if you enjoy MOBAs. I heard that this actually does a pretty good job of kind of simulating that on the tabletop. So I'm going to do something real quick here. I guess I better not. It looks like everything is nicely in focus. Let's just double check here. Yeah, we look like we're okay. Because my preview that I get to see is just like a little window. So sometimes, because this is the Panasonic G85 I do my overhead shots with, which I love the camera. I think it's a great camera. It is not necessarily very good autofocus. So sometimes things will get out of focus and I can't tell that they were out of focus because I was sitting there and I only have a small preview window to see. So what I have to do is to make sure that the focus doesn't start changing is I will actually like take the box top off, like off camera. Oh, the madman says that his budget for gaming has shrunk significantly today because washing machines don't last forever anymore. No, it is that planned obsolescence, right? Designed into everything now. Rob German says they are not sure if they ever played a MOBA. I gotta be honest. I don't know if I have either. Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't think I have. For one, I don't play a ton of online games. So, all right, let's take a look at the back. I'll pull this down a little bit. It says, welcome to the land of Biternia, where you will ally yourself with your favorite heroes and form a courageous team to challenge your opponent on the battlefield. This team building strategy game masterfully captures the excitement, intensity, and competition of the multiplayer online battle arena. Hey, that is. Okay, so that's what MOBA does stand for. Experience with its simple rules, adaptive and innovative gameplay, and beautiful artwork for an entirely new gaming experience. Build your team from 19 different heroes, each with their own unique skills and devastating combat abilities to defeat your opponents. Battle for Biternia is a head-to-head battle arena style game powered by a turn-based card-driven combat system. Each side drafts a team of 4 heroes and deploys them to the battlefield. Level up your heroes to unlock new powers that can be used to defeat your opponent's heroes, raise their defenses, and raise as in R-A-Z-E, as in destroy their defenses, and secure victory by shattering their bits into, well, bits. Cool. So here it says it is 60 minutes gameplay. All right, cool. All right, so Flaming Heron says they played some Heroes of the Storm, the one from Blizzard, but hopefully it does a good job of replicating the good parts. All right, so let me pull this over here. Taking the box cover off. Sliding this back over here. There we go. All right. So, let's take a peek what we got. This box actually has some serious heft to it. So this is not full of air, as you can see. It just popped this open. So we got a rule book. Rule book looks like it's got some heft to it as well. Let's move this out of the way real quick. We're going to take a peek at the rule book. The Age of Arcades. Maybe it's Age of Arcades. I don't know. Just looks like it'd be Arcades, right? Right there, if you can make that out. Okay, so we get the components. Okay, so I have to say that I think some of the artwork was done by the artist who did. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we have a grade A floating around tonight because he's usually the fount of info. But this artwork here looks a lot like the artwork from the game from Level 99 Games, which is supposed to be kind of it's almost like a satirical takeoff of collectible card games, where you're not actually playing a collectible card game. You're playing someone who collects cards for this collectible card game and plays in tournaments. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of the game. It was pretty fun. I thought it was pretty cool. All right, so we get the hero cards, action cards. Talking about the game round. So phase 1 is orders. Phase 2 is movement. Phase 3 is action. Got some attack keywords. So the artwork here on the game pieces and the cards looks like it's 16-bit. Because that's not 8-bit. 8-bit was not as clear as that. I think those are supposed to be like 16-bit graphics. Talking about phase 4 is cleanup. Rules for 3 or 4 players. Pro tip. When a hero reaches level 4, the maximum level, they're able to learn their ultimate power. Add it to your hand in the same manner as any other power card. Right, so we get a little appendix, get hero profiles. Oh, that's kind of funny. So we're going to get profiles of all the heroes, which I think we got, 19 of them? I got to say, the artwork looks kind of fun. Longshanks the Pirate. Sedusa the Gorgon. Gladiator the Barbarian. Sterling the Archer. Cool. And then we got some keyword definitions here on the back. All right, so those are the rules. So let's take a look, see what we've got here as far as these punch boards. So looks like we've got some various different tokens here. So we have some different tokens. Looks like these are dials. We might have like a player board or something that we're going to use these dials on. All right, let's see. Dual-sided. There we go. So I see we've got the initiative marker to give to somebody who is our initiative, who's got initiative. Hey, so I said a grade A's not here tonight. A grade A must have heard me because they've just shown up in chat. So a grade A, what is the game from Level 99 Games where it's almost like a satirical play on collectible card games where you're actually playing someone who collects collectible card game cards and plays in tournaments and try to sell valuable cards and all this stuff. Can't remember the title of it. I reviewed it a couple of years back. All right, so let's see. We've got these look like these might be terrain tiles here or defense tiles. So Melania says BattleCon. No, that doesn't ring a name. Ring a bell. So we've got some more tokens here. It looks like we've got, geez, was it? Catapults? Looks like a trap. So once again, dual-sided there. Here come the characters. All right, so we've got Exceed. No, Exceed isn't it. Exceed is kind of an arcade card game. So we've got the various different heroes here. This little guy. Millennium Blades. Yes, that is it. Thank you. That is the game I'm thinking of. Because Level 99 Games sent me this like huge box. It was like like their big deluxe edition of or whatever. I mean, it was just jam packed with like different expansions and stuff. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty interesting game. So interestingly enough, my nephew Cameron didn't care for it. So then again, he's not really good at Magic the Gathering either, although the games are completely different. All right, so we've got the artwork here. You know what? Let's zoom in a little bit. I'll share a better look at this. I'm going to zoom in as far as I can get. And let's just double check, make sure that is in focus. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. So yes, as you can see, obviously enough, the doing the unboxings live is much, much different than doing the unboxings just, standalone videos, right? All right, so taking a look at some of the different artwork here. I like these. This is kind of cool. All right. And this is the little guy I thought, oh, this is kind of funny. He looks kind of like a little shaggy head, mouth. There's the Gorgon. Oh, this guy's got like a power hand or something. Cool. All right. So we got more stuff. So we've got some plastic bases for those little standees we were just taking a peek at. As I'm grabbing more stuff out of the box. So we've got some decks of cards. We'll take a look at the decks of cards last. We got 3 of those. It's like we got a game board, which I will not zoom out. Okay, so here we have, this looks like the player board, and these are cut. You notice we've got, so you'll have cards that'll pop in there. Got little cubes, no doubt, that we're going to mark stuff with. So we've got 4 of these. Yep. Not dual-sided, which obviously, why would they be? So that's kind of cool. So we got 4 of those. Here are the little cubes. So we've got red and blue. I would take a guess we probably have like a power. We have like, we're going to track how much power and how much health they've got. So probably that's what the red and blue are. Just taking a stab. So, and then it looks like we're tracking some other stuff along the side here too. So I'm going to guess that you got 2 heroes. So you got 1 on each side. Because remember, you're supposed to be assembling a team of 4 heroes from the 19. So I'm going to take a guess that if you're playing like 3 or 4 players, well, let's say you're playing 4, each of the players is probably going to get 2 heroes. Just a guess. Right, so we got that. Got some baggies. Here's the board. Oh, the board's not as large as I was thinking it was going to be. Uh-oh. See, now when I do that kind of stuff, when you saw, let's give this a tap. When you saw the board come close to the camera, that's usually when it throws it out of focus. So here we go. This is the board. So we've got this area here is like marked off in green. Here's where the dials go. We saw those dials before on the punch boards. So we've got 1 on this side and we've got 1 on this side. And it almost looks like this is kind of like a keep or a castle. So a Great A is asking, is this a battle arena game? Yes, it is. It is inspired by MOBAs. So there we've got that. And gotta say, nice thick board here. Should hold up to repeated play. All right, so we've got the decks of cards. Let's see how, oh, look at that. Look at that opening right up. A lot of times I find that games that have these like cards in that, and then they have like the little strip for you to easily unwrap them. The strip doesn't come off. It just tears apart. So I always have my hobby knife sitting by. All right, so it looks like, okay, so that's one deck there. There's another deck. Looks like more of these cards, right? Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, so that's all that deck. So we're going to have our heroes here. Looks like we're going to have powers too. Okay, so that's, don't know what those are. Okay, these are powers. And each of the characters has a power. All right, so we got more of these cards. Oh, these must be the heroes, right? Yep, there we go. All righty. So first off, let's take a look. Okay, so we've got these 3 cards where it's kind of like, I guess you're tracking the health of your castle and, oh, okay. So wait a second. So I think, oh, maybe I'm wrong. I was going to say maybe one team has this and the other team has that, but that doesn't look right because 11 to 16, that wouldn't be very fair, would it? Okay, so these are kind of essentially, these look like these are player aid cards. But strangely enough, there's 3. There aren't 4, even though you can play up to 4 players. All right, so we've got that. All right, let's take a closer look at the heroes here. So we have Cyrilin the Fighter, Carrick the Wizard, Sterling Cooper, Sterling the Archer. Yes, it's Sterling Cooper, the ad agency. I know most people who watch these videos sit there and wonder, what the hell is Jeff thinking? Where does he come up with some of these stupid references? We've got Karagar the Cleric, Kuniochi the Assassin, Motley the Monk, Boreas Hunter, Miley Cyrus the Singer. No, I'm sorry, it's Cyrus the Paladin, Gladiator the Barbarian, Dazim the Ice Mage, Felix the cat. Now, Felix is a duelist. The Baldwin brother bard. It's just Baldwin. Cynthia Nixon, the fire mage. Oh, look. So the Minotaur gets a first and last name. No one else got a first or last name. They only get one, right? They only got a first name. But Agatha Trunch, the Minotaur, gets both. Here's Sedusa, the Gorgon. And Runica, the Artificer. Dolgale, the Yomp. That's a kind of funny little ball of hair or whatever. Longshanks, the Pirate. And Kenobi, the Jedi. Now, the Apprentice. Become the Master. Cool. All right, so those are the heroes. I don't know if there's more expansions with more heroes and more powers. As I mentioned, for those who kind of tuned in a little late after I started the unboxing, there is a Kickstarter that's coming. I don't know if it's for an expansion or a standalone expansion, but I believe their Stone Circle Games is just waiting for Kickstarter approval to launch that. So we might have some news of that in the future as well. So there's the heroes. Real quick, let's go take a look at some of these. Pure Tank. I wonder how many. Are they going to only have one? No. Okay, so hang on. Flip this over. So these are powers. Okay, so it looks like, okay, so these are probably like the standard powers. And then remember we saw something where it's when the hero levels up to level 4, they get like their ultimate power. How much you want to bet that's the ultimate power? Taking a stab. All right, so we've got, and of course we got the little artwork there. I kind of get a kick out of these little images here along the side too, to kind of, I guess it kind of gives you an idea of what sort of attack it is. Like this is a melee attack. I'm guessing that's probably like unarmed combat or something. Or these just might be just kind of cool little images to add to it. All right, so we've got all of these different powers. So, yep, so each of them gets one major power. But as we looked here, the regular powers are all different too. Now, there's, I would assume that, I mean, we've got some that are just an overlap, that some characters have the same power until you get to the ultimate power. So, okay, so we've got that. Now we've got one last deck of cards. And let's take a peek here. Flurry, Aikido, Nirvana, Bolas, Double Strike, Bear Trap, Dispatch, Guardian. Looks like every one of these cards has different art so far. Lay on Hands, Holy Smite, Divine Shield, Smash. So I wonder if you go through here and you pull out the powers for the specific characters. That's what it's looking like to me. And we were just talking about that little image here. That's what you're looking for. I bet you that's what it is. Because if you look at the art. We've got, okay, let's take a look. We got Smash. We've got Berserk. That's right. It's the same character. Cleave. Whirlwind. So there you go. Those are the 4 powers. And I bet you they correspond to, all right, where was that? I think this is the Barbarian, isn't it? There we go. Oh, yeah. Gladiator, the Barbarian. Berserk, Cleave, Smash, Whirlwind. Yep, that's it. There we go. Very cool. This looks kind of interesting, gang. I don't know. What are you thinking? Or is everybody tuned out and left? They're like, oh, man, just driving me nuts with this stuff. All right, just kind of giving you a look at some of these. So, and there is, that's pretty funny. Combust. Reminds me a little bit of, now, personally, I think this art is actually better than Boss Monster. But it does, It does kind of give me the impression of the kind of like Boss Monster's art was, if you checked it out. So Dr. D has popped in here and says, why does this guy block people irrationally? Dr. D, you were blocked because of idiotic comments you make on videos and on just community posts as well. That's why you were blocked. Madman or Flaming Heron, drop the ban hammer, please. All right, kind of showing off some more of these. So the Madman says, hey, yeah, this definitely looks interesting. Washer or new board game? I think you need a washer. So those are some of the powers for the Gorgon. Nice. This, well, like I said, this looks kind of interesting. All right, we're not going to go through all of these, but as we take a peek, oh, that's the pirate broadside. All the artwork on each of these is basically the same. So I shouldn't say basically. I was taking a look to see that the Madman booted Dr. D. Yeah, this guy comes in and just says the stupidest shit. He has the stupidest comments, and like they're probably like, I don't know, 12 years old is how they come across. So yeah, so I blocked him from the channel. Oh, so okay, so these look like these are just regular moves that you get. Attack, parry, bash. Oh, I'm sorry, dash. That's a bash. Defend. Then we got some more of these. This looks very cool. Like I said, I've heard good things about this. I've heard good things about this game. So, nice. All right. Very, very cool. So we have, and of course I will put these decks in some baggies as well. So we've got the game board here. We've got the different decks of cards. We've got the powers, the heroes, the breakdown of the hero powers. These cards here, which I have absolutely no clue what those are supposed to be for. We've got the player boards. Yeah, I guess I should have put that stuff in underneath there. Got the different punch boards and the rules. And that is what we find when we take everything from Battle for Biternia. All right, come on, close up, box. Oh, whoops. Forgot we got some standees and stuff too. But that's what we get when we take everything for Battle for Biternia outside the box. Right, let's swing back over to the other camera. And I will wrap up. Kind of cool. This looks pretty interesting. So I will do my best to get this over by my nephew Cameron, who is actually shipping off in April to join the Air National Guard. So he won't be part of the gang for a while, for about a year, I think, really. But we'll try to get a game of this in. So this looks very interesting. I like the art style. Looks like it could be pretty fun. And of course, I will have a review of Battle for Biternia in the very near future. Once again, the game is for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, plays in around an hour. Does carry an MSRP of $55. There is a, like I said, there's a Kickstarter on the horizon, and you will find out more about that in the very near future. All right, that's it for this time out. Once again, do want to point out, if you like this video, by all means, give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. Because not only will it let you know when I upload standalone videos, such as my recent review of Coriolis, it'll also remind you when the dispatch Streams live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Once again, remember, no show tomorrow because I am celebrating my niece Madison's birthday as well as St. Patrick's Day. Yes, the last name's McAleer. I am Irish. And I will be back on Thursday, and we are going to take a look at Rise of the Drow. This is the collector's edition from Adventure a Week Games. This is for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. We're going to dive in. I previously reviewed the standard regular edition of this. We're going to take a look at this collector's edition, and pretty damn impressive. It's over 400 pages. So, in fact, I think it might be over 500 pages. So, stay tuned. We will be diving into that on Thursday's show. Those of you who are watching live, thank you so much. Always appreciate you taking time out to hang around, join me. Hey, thanks for dropping the ban hammer. We haven't had to ban anybody in years. Crazy, huh? Anyway, like I said, I don't appreciate people making really stupid asinine comments on videos or on the, when I'm like, oh, hey, this is what's coming up on today's show or tomorrow's show in the community. It's like, get out of here. Get going. Sarah D is wishing my niece Madison a happy birthday. Her niece turned 14 on Saturday. That's how old my niece is turning. She's turning 14. So the Madman says, no banning since I've been a moderator. And actually, the Madman and Flaming Heron have been moderators for a long time. Probably from about, I don't know, episode 75 on or something. Anyway, those of you who watch after the fact, thank you very much as well for tuning in and checking out the show. I appreciate anybody taking time out of their busy lives to hang around with this goofball. Anyway, everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday/Wednesday/whatever day it happens to be that you're watching this. As I mentioned already, I'll be back on Thursday with Rise of the Drow. And of course, as I wrap up all my videos during this never-ending pandemic, I certainly hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, if you haven't subscribed to the Gaming Gang channel yet, click right here. If you'd like to see the latest episode of the Gaming Gang Dispatch, click right up there. And if you want to trust YouTube's algorithm to give you something to watch, click right there. Once again, thanks so much for watching. And everybody, please wear a mask.